The iPhone 13 Pro 1 week later. So here it is. The Sierra Blue 256GB model. The normal Pro, not the Max. This is the one I went for. And after 1 week's use, this is what I have discovered. Bear in mind, all the things I'm going to talk about in this video is coming from someone who wasn't that impressed with the keynote. I was a little bit disappointed. In fact, I was borderline enraged at what Apple announced over the last few weeks. I wasn't that impressed at all. But now, having gotten my hands on the iPhone 13 Pro and used it for 1 week now, there is some things that I'm really impressed about it, and some things you ought to know if you're thinking about upgrading from the 12 or 12 Pro. So number one is the screen. The screen is a massive upgrade on the previous generations. We've been asking for 120Hz on Apple's flagship for a long time, and it's finally here. And you can notice the difference when you're using the phone. Generally, swiping left to right, opening apps is extremely smooth. When you use it, you notice it straight away, and it's going to be very difficult to go back to a 60Hz or standard screen on other devices if you do move back to something like that. But now we've got the ProMotion on the iPhone 13 Pro. There's no going back. It is so smooth, buttery to use, and you can really notice the difference compared to the previous model. Now, of course, inside now we've got the new A15 chip from Apple, the Apple Silicon chip, and it's really fast. If you're coming from something like the 12 Pro, then maybe you won't notice a massive increase in performance. But when you use this, with something we maybe just take for granted now from Apple, the devices are just fast, snappy, everything works really well, and it's, yeah, like I said, it's something we take for granted. If you look at it from the outside in, it's just something that's brilliant. It's so fast and it just does work really well. Everything works just as it should. So the performance of the new 13 Pro is as expected. The battery life is notably better. I'm coming from the iPhone 12, and every single day I would actually have to either top it up or recharge my phone going through the afternoon. Now, I've started work, for example, this morning at 4:30, and it's now 4 PM in the afternoon, so 12 hours, and my battery's still on 32%. It's a massive improvement. I don't have to plug it in halfway through the day to try and get through the day with battery. You can tell that the battery is a lot better. It does come at the price of a slightly thicker device and slightly heavier device, but it's a small price to pay for having that security in the back of your mind that you're not going to run out of battery throughout the day. So definitely a massive improvement on the iPhone 13 Pro's battery. One thing I noticed when I started using the phone is the speakers. The speakers are amazing compared to the previous model. Really loud, just sound like a bit more complete. Now, I'm not an audiophile, but they just feel like they're really good. Apple must have learnt something from those Dolby engineers when they were developing all this spatial audio and stuff like that. It just sounds brilliant. Really good, and when you're watching content, playing games, it just makes you feel a lot more immersed when you're using the phone every single day. It's not all perfect. There are a couple of things that I have been a bit disappointed with. The legendary cinematic mode is not all it's cracked up to be, I'm afraid. I've got a video coming out soon where I record a vlog in cinematic mode, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and press the bell so you don't miss any future uploads, because we've got plenty of content not only about the iPhone 13 Pro but about lots of other tech coming very soon. So cinematic mode is not quite there yet, but it is a bit of a glimpse into the future of what we can expect from these mobile devices in the coming years. A little bit disappointing now, but no doubt it's going to improve over the coming years. The device itself is notably heavy, a little bit nose heavy as well. It's hard to stand it on its edge compared to the iPhone 12 Pro from last year. The camera bump is notably bigger, a lot heavier. The battery is a little bit bigger. So this is not a light phone. It feels quite chunky and substantial when it's in your pocket and you're carrying it around. So if you're after a light device, something that you can't notice in your pocket, then maybe the iPhone 13 Pro is not for you. But overall, it doesn't really bother me. The increase in weight is only marginal over last year's model, but you can notice it when you're using it. Like I said, all of these points are coming from someone who's really disappointed from the keynote. Now, overall, using it for a week, I just love it. I don't think I could go back to 60Hz screens. I don't think I could go back to normal cameras. I really, really do like the battery life, for instance, is fantastic. The actual phone itself is brilliant. Even though it's an evolutionary upgrade this year, if you're coming from something like the 12 Pro, maybe you don't need to upgrade. I was coming from the 12, so I wanted the Pro device this year with that sensor shift technology in the camera as well. So it's up to you. The decision is torn from me whether you need to upgrade from the 12 Pro, but it's still a fantastic device, whatever you decide to do. Let me know in the comments down below what you think, what you like about the 13 Pro. If you've got it, yeah, comment down below and subscribe and press the bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Until next time though, guys, this was 1 week with the iPhone 13 Pro. Stay tuned for more updates. See you soon. Bye.